here, and I am going to switch the camera around. Got something a little bit perhaps not terribly directly gaming related for you today, but there is something so fundamentally thief about this that I just had to share it with you all. So, with that being said, welcome to what I refer to somewhat geekishly as the Mausoleum of Mystery here in St. Louis, Missouri's amazing and scenic Bellefontaine Cemetery and Arboretum. There are actually many historic cemeteries and examples of funerary architecture, headstones, mausoleums, and for that matter, not a few famous people who are buried here in St. Louis, Missouri. But certainly, Bellefontaine Cemetery and Arboretum up in North City is emblematic of all of that. Bellefontaine Cemetery certainly is the first fleet of the city, as it were, as far as abodes of the dead are concerned anyway. But the certainly Bellefontaine's newest and most striking attraction, if you can call it that, is what you're seeing right in front of you right now. This mausoleum was constructed a few years ago. Made a little bit of a splash in the media. Actually, that's how I found about it. And, you know, I say that as someone who actually, believe it or not, I've been coming to Bellefontaine and taking photos of what's on offer here for at least, 12 or 15 years now, maybe, 10 anyway. I have been coming here regularly for a very long time now, and I wasn't aware of this, but I suppose I was in between clusters of visits. But this mausoleum was constructed without any particular fanfare. It just went up. It happens to be, I can tell you, it's the first mausoleum that has been built here at Bellefontaine Cemetery and Arboretum in 70 years. Think about that. 70 years. That's 1952. It was built in 2022. So, 1952 was the year my father was born. I was a little surprised to discover that there had not been a new mausoleum going up in Bellefontaine since the year my father was born. I guess they've gone out of style. Well, anyway, in addition to being the first mausoleum in 70 years, this is also by far the largest mausoleum in Bellefontaine Cemetery, and indeed, this is like one of the biggest in the country, folks. Not necessarily one of the very biggest, but mausoleums usually are not this big. As a brief aside, while we're here, I'll just mention that if you saw the new Dune movie, the Emperor's Palace in the second part of that film was actually a mausoleum, I believe in Italy or Spain. But I don't know. This is maybe not quite that far gone, but it's getting there. You know, I just think it's very thief-like. You have these amazing, I guess this is polished copper or bronze or something, these amazing symbols on the gates, and they seem to be Christian in their iconography, but they're a little bit idiosyncratic, and you're not quite sure. They're also highly polished and finished, and inside you have the place where the family resides. Now, when this place, when Bellefontaine, the CEO, talked to the media about this new structure, it's like, as long as you're respectful, you're certainly not discouraged to come and play on it. But the big thing is, nobody knows who this family is. There are no names or other identifying markers. The CEO of the cemetery has said they're going to keep that secret, and so has the architect who built this thing. He did talk to the media, and he had built their house. He also said this, this was not typically his thing, and it was just a once of a lifetime project and an opportunity. But the secret is safe. I just think that this is as thief as it wants to be. This is very kind of in the vibe of the game. It's not at all North European and Gothic, but it kind of is like, something you would come upon in a sector of the Bone Horde, perhaps. I am here today getting new photos. There are some subjects that I have photographed before, and I've been recompiling the body of work. I would sort of like to take a second crack at some things, maybe photograph the same subjects from a different angle, and this was one of them. Right when it was finished, I came here and had a look at it, and I wasn't the only one that day. This place made a little bit of a stir when it was built, and that was at morning, and the sun was kind of in my way. It's the evening now, so I don't exactly have that problem. But, it is as though they wanted people to come here and enjoy the view. Or they wanted to be able to come here and enjoy the view. But it was very clearly articulated that just be respectful and you're welcome to stop by. I think this thing is amazing. And myself, I oscillate between just wanting to be cremated and either scattered or having the urn stashed somewhere where it will be completely forgotten, or having something grand. I mean, it's like, I interpret this as like sort of their own private little chapel. There's obvious stairs, what seems like seating and good acoustics. I don't know if my cell phone is picking up the acoustics, but if you stand there, there's going to be some amplification. So maybe this is like a chapel area for private memorial services or other forms of entertainment. So I'm going to get a look at this thing from the round. We've been all up in it, and I'm going to take us back out a little bit so you can see. It kind of has an aspect of Bauhaus and De Chirico from a distance. It really reminds me of De Chirico, but it also sort of does remind me of the Bauhaus. I just think it's interesting that they really came up with a good solution for the stained glass windows, and it's really sort of just a neat overall result that they've pulled off here. So let us get another look-see at it, if I can manage to not fall over. And you can see that the contrast of the black and the white, and then you have the heavenly sky, ooh, and it just kind of has this ethereal, timeless quality to it as I go ass over teapot on the sewer. But I think overall it's a very disarming effect, but in a beautiful way. And then these I'm not really gonna dwell on these too much, but these were not here the last time I was here, I don't believe. I'm gonna have to take a look at my older pictures. These are quotes from the Gospel of John. I don't know if these had been installed yet, or if they had been carved yet the last time I was here. But as you see it, I didn't really look at it from behind. What we're doing right now is what we referred to in art school as experiencing it in the round. A very unironic and problematical term art professors will throw at you during a critique. You've got to examine it in the round. They actually say that with a serious, straight face. So that is what we're doing. I just call it the Mausoleum of Mystery because I'm a nerd. But we really do not know which family is interred here, and we don't need to know. But it's certainly, just because of its sheer scale and the sheer mastery of it, it has certainly served to further the legacy of what is already St. Louis's most historic and celebrated cemetery. So for that reason, I thought that it would be an interesting little subject. It's not that little. It's not so little. It's actually big, but very much in the spirit of the Bone Horde, here it is. And with that said, I will get back to what I'm doing here today. I hope everybody enjoyed this, and there will be more to follow soon. Laters.